Hi guys, so we've received a question from Coxey292. I'll paraphrase it because it basically, Darrell, are drop pod lists viable again? I enjoyed drop pods in 5th edition, but they weren't very good. Has 6th edition changed that, and can a good drop pod list be built?
Yes, and
Is the short answer.
I have to eat some words I said in 5th edition whenever I said swap your drop pods for a good rhino. Now swap your drop pods, swap your rhinos back for a good drop pod.
Good drop pods again.
Because it gives you that straight away. I'm another person's side of the board.
Line breaker.
Line breaker.
Yep.
If you have troops in them. My current, I know people complain. All I ever chat about Space Wolves. My current Space Wolf list has 3 of them in it. They land on the other side of the board. They hop out. They hand out some serious short range shooting pain, and they're followed up by Thunderwolf cavalry coming across the board for the sandwich effect. Yep. Against everybody else, the crucial differences, guys, is you can get 6 inches out of your drop pod now. You can, where previously you were just stuck with the edge. So if you scatter an average scatter away from where you want to be, you can walk back to where you want to be.
Where you want to stand.
You know, you don't mishap unless you fly off the table edge. They're just great across board. They're just a lot better across the board. And it's the turn 1, I'm into you, I cause you pressure. They're just really, really useful now, but still, don't be running out and sticking scout squads and tactical marine squads into them. Yeah, you need to invest.
That's the caveat, isn't it, on this?
Yeah.
Yes, drop pods are great, but they're only as good as what you put in them. And there are certain things that are just much better than everything else. Wolfguard, because they can have some good shooting, as well as,
and you can have Terminators
in them.
Another person's side of board, which I have 2 full of Terminators. I have one with Logan Grimnar in it with 8 guys with combi plasmas that all hop out and go tank hunters.
Yeah.
So it just empties tanks. They empty Terminators at the other side of the board. And the thing is, they're cheap. They're 35 points. And I can put a little unit in one of mine that costs 140-ish points. It's got 6 guys with combi plasmas. All of a sudden, all your fighty stuff has to turn around and deal with that. Because if they get lucky and you don't deal with them with the shooting, they're going to run over, kill vehicles. You mess with the other person's strategy so much. All their plans of, I'm going to drive across the board, going to do this, going to do that. It messes so much. You basically can't feel with them. At the weekend, I played my mate Bob, and he had bought one of them plasma Lehman Russes with 5 plasma shots. I killed it for a fired shot.
Yep. Again, the big thing is, depends what you put in it. Personally, what I always put in them now is Sternguard, Space Marine Sternguard, of whatever stripe you happen to be. Blood Angels can do it. Vanilla Marines can do it. Pedro Cantor, if you're being a sort of vanilla type Marines, makes Sternguard really good. I think they're stubborn. They become scoring units and they get 3 attacks. Vulcan Histan, if you're playing Salamanders, all of the Sternguard can now take Meltas, combi Meltas, combi Flamers to do twin linked.
I'm not sure with the Sternguard, but definitely with the Space Wolves, you can put a Melta gun in each hand.
Yes, that's right. You can have two different combis.
A combi in each hand, because I do have some guys with plasma Melta combis in each hand to get across. You can put Dreadnoughts in them, but we don't rate Dreadnoughts.
No,
really,
not particularly.
There is one of the Blood Angels Dreadnoughts that one of the guys here uses. That's got the Blood Angel Dreadnought. That's got the flak assault launcher thing that fires a strength 7 flamer.
The frag cannon.
Frag cannon. That's it. Frag cannon, heavy flamers. If you are going to put Dreadnoughts into them, flamers and things like that, they're all attached to them, so you can get out. Aegis defense lines and things like that there, you can land in behind, so a person's getting no advantage.
Yeah, what we find is with Dreadnoughts is if you're taking the ironclad Dreadnoughts that come in drop pods, yes, they're really good. However, you've got to get a good scatter roll. If they land too far away, they're not really going to do anything, because you don't want to move them too far forward. You really want their backside to be right up against that drop pod, so that nobody can run around the back of you and get a shot.
One of the things with 6th edition is you don't have to open all the doors.
Yeah.
So you can use these things to open one door and everybody hops out this side, and you block line of sight from the other side, especially if you only have a smaller unit inside it. So you can use them. They block a lot of line of sight. From what I understand of 6th edition, you do not have to open all the doors. It's a bit cheesy, but if you're at a tournament and you did that against me, I shake your hand. I'll go, yep, you know what you're doing. They're good across the board, guys. They give you that possibility to get Linebreaker, Warlord, First Blood in the first turn before the other person does it. And if you've got them, they're under all sorts of pressure after that. Yeah.
So the answer again is yes, and it depends what you put in it. And you want to put in a unit that are tough and that have good shooting, have good weapons for shooting. And yes, you can do a good list with it. You can either base your list on Sternguard, where you're going to drop down turn 1 as many of those Sternguard as you can, who are going to run out and start just blasting everything. And hopefully, if you get a really good round of shooting, anything that was worth shooting back at you is dead by the end of turn 1.
Anything that's worth fighting you, if you can get down and kill their couple of fighty units, that all that's left at their side of the board is their vehicles for long range shooting and some snipers or a few guardsmen or something, then it's all sorts of pressure on the other person.
Yep, that's it. Because especially if you're using Sternguard, remember they've got AP3 as well. So if it's other Marines they're against, then you know they're gonna hand out much more pain than their bolters are.
Yeah. So we chat about combi weapons. We think it's worth buying the combi weapons, but if you're going Sternguard, you can possibly go without the combi weapons. But I wouldn't basically.
No, I would recommend combi weapons every time.
Possibly
combi plasmas if you're not too sure. And if you're going salamanders, you can have a mix of flamers and meltas.
You could possibly take a couple of guys that don't have any weapons upgrades just to stand at the front to be wounds for the rest of your guys. But the other things you can do as well is you can combat squad once you get out of them. So if you have, say, half melta, half flamer, you combat squad that business, and the guys got to fire the melta, you stick them at the front. Things like that.
Well, it's the old at that point your guys with the meltas can blow up like a Land Raider, and then all the dudes that are left in the crater get flamered.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you in a Space Marine one, it seats 12, so you could have 2 units coming out of, or a unit coming out of it, combat squad, and 2 characters coming out of it, which could also lead both them squads or leave both them squads if the opponent's shooting back at you or going to assault you. Then there's 4 possible targets there.
Yeah,
that's making things. You know, the thing is, if you have a character in a squad, you're as well to split them if the other person's going to charge you anyway. Then you deny them that +1 charge, so you can make it painful all across the board. The Ultramarine one, or the Marine one, is possibly the best one in the entire game.
Yeah,
the options they have.
The options, the Pedro Cantor Sternguards, where all our Sternguards are troops. You know, we're scoring units, so the scoring unit lands in your lands and gets Linebreaker. They can potentially shoot a Warlord if he's badly placed. They can also blow up a vehicle to get First Blood or something.
With Aegis defense lines being ubiquitous, my latest cheesy tactic is I have one with Logan in it. He hops out beside a quad gun and walks over and stands in base contact with that. When the other person's flyers come in, if you've went second, it's their turn 2 next. Their flyers come in. You operate their quad gun to intercept their flyers. They really don't like that one either.
No, there's been many judges called at that point.
Logan with tank hunters intercepting the other person's flyers, and guys, your flyers can't shoot your own quad gun.
Ah, dear.
But there's lots of great tactics you can do with them, guys. Yeah. And all your characters can obviously have combi meltas and things as well. So they are very useful, but again, it's one of them things that you could devastate somebody's army if you're tactically strong with them.
That's it. So guys, if you have any ideas for a drop pod heavy list that you want to send to us, then by all means send it in and we'll have a look at it, and you might even get on the show if it's a particularly good one. Other than that, we'll go on, we'll have a look for some more tips, and we'll look for some more lists to come and show you.